Question: who's the greatest of all time? When we think about the greatest athletes in the world, we think about the intricacies that define them. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit Sheesh. You name it. These players go on to become cultural icons of their generations. But what happens when they exceed even those standards? When thinking about legends, no longer are we asking what defines them. Instead, they define our understanding of the world. Jackie Robinson, for instance, reckoned with the very fabric of race in American sports and in American life, while Williams the Elder went full Wonder Woman mode to champion equal pay for women in tennis, and then some. Mohamed Salah has achieved many accolades in his illustrious career, but like many legends, their accomplishments go beyond the trophies and medals. And so we ask. Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we'll talk about this paper, we'll break down the motivation behind it, highlight some of the methods and data, and then talk about the general implications of the paper. Okay, in order to understand the inspiration behind this research, we have to get a better sense of who Mohamed Salah is as a player.
With a brilliant cross to the far post. Salah's going to have a go! Absolutely sensational from Mohamed Salah! It's all Liverpool. The Egyptian king makes it Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0.
Pause here. This is known as the sujood. It involves prostrating on all four limbs and is a fundamental practice of prayer in Islam. The sujood, in fact, has become a trademark of Salah's on-the-field celebrations with the Egyptian national team and with Liverpool. But, as we learned throughout history, breaking down barriers does not come without its challenges. Days prior to this match, fans from Salah's former team, Chelsea FC, had spurred anti-Muslim hate on social media. Yet, given his success as a football player, many fans in the media alike have embraced Salah's identity, with many speculating on his role in reducing Islamophobia. And it wasn't until 2021 that Alrababa'h, Marble, Mousa, and Siegel were able to quantify this causal claim. Their empirical analysis begins by looking at hate crime statistics in the county of Merseyside. They rely on the synthetic control method to assess whether Salah's arrival to Liverpool actually reduces Islamophobia. To put it more simply, the researchers can't just look at hate crimes in one jurisdiction because there are possibly other confounding variables that are at play here. As such, they want to control for a scenario in which Salah does not join Liverpool. They achieve this by contacting all police jurisdictions in the country through Freedom of Information requests and successfully amassed 936 police observations. With these data, they're able to compare Merseyside to other counties in England that had similar trends in hate crimes. And this is what we see here. The solid line represents Merseyside, and the dotted line represents counties that are not Merseyside, or the synthetic control. Meanwhile, the shaded area represents when Salah joined Liverpool. At the most basic level, what this shaded area is telling us is Mo Salah's impact on hate crimes. And the difference between the observed and imputed outcomes is a 16% drop in hate crimes. For their second analysis, they scraped the timelines of 10,000 followers from 5 other Premier League teams for a total of 50 million tweets. They do this because the researchers sort of conclude that hate crimes alone are not enough to paint the whole picture of Salah's signing and his impact on reducing Islamophobia. From these tweets, they identify those that are Muslim related and code them anti-Muslim or not anti-Muslim. A quick note that they use the same intuition from the previous analysis. Thus, the imputed result represents the tweets of individuals who support the aforementioned Premier League teams, while the solid line represents tweets from Liverpool followers. Here, they find a 48% drop in anti-Muslim tweets. Finally, they run a survey experiment using Facebook ads to assess what the drivers behind the Salah effect are. They ran a main control group with the basic description of Salah's professional career, while the experimental treatment displayed a vignette of Salah's religious background and identity. The main takeaway is that when respondents were asked whether or not they believe Islam is compatible with British values, there was a positive effect. Much of the theoretical framework behind this research is grounded on the parasocial contact hypothesis, and in this case, they found compelling evidence that parasocial contact reduces prejudice when the exposure is positive. Additionally, media bias is also a factor in how Salah's identity is reinforced to outgroup members. It should be clear too that this does not mean that Islamophobia has been eradicated in Liverpool whatsoever, or that players themselves don't endure other forms of discrimination. Thinking more broadly, there are also some questions we can raise that are largely unaccounted for in the study. For instance, how would these effects hold up when considering the intersectional dimensions of being a female athlete? Or how do current or former athletes who take more explicit political stances impact their identity in media echo chambers? That does it for today. I highly encourage you all to look further into this paper, as I did a very quick run through of it, but I still hope this was educational. Think big, empower others, and until next time, folks.